Morning, guys. So, thanks for joining. This morning, I am all about this Wired article that talks about a partnership between Google and Apple. Pretty fascinating because historically, these are not companies that work together. Two incredibly different ways of organizing companies, of organizing systems. Apple is a pretty closed system, which has benefits in terms of, when you want to make updates, you can push updates out to the entire network very quickly, very easily, but it also means that as programmers, there's not a whole lot of flexibility there. Google, on the other hand, is pretty open source. It is a bit of a patchwork of different programs that they've acquired throughout the years, so it's a lot more difficult to push changes. And what this really talks about is contact tracing. So how can these two companies work together to promote contact tracing and still respect your privacy? I'm actually pretty impressed that they have thought this far ahead. So the way that they're looking at contact tracing is not to use GPS signals, which could really showcase, and track like where you are at each point of the day because it's all on your phone. What it actually does is it uses Bluetooth, so that in an app via Bluetooth, so that way you know if you have been in contact with somebody else who potentially has COVID, right? And it's all kind of based on choice for the most part right now, where if you want to use this, you have to actually physically download the app, you have to sign up for it, and then you have to make the decision as to whether or not you want to share with somebody if you have indeed shown symptoms or if you have COVID. And then what it will do is it will partner with or pair with anybody else who's also downloaded the app and set alerts so that if anybody else that you've come across, you have COVID and you can say, hey, for the past 14 days, I'd like to alert anybody that I could potentially have come across that I now are showing symptoms so that they can self-quarantine or get themselves checked out. Not a terrible idea. And there's a lot of choice here. There's a lot of privacy protection built into this. The one thing that I think the article mentioned that is particularly important is that it really boils down to the individual app that is built for contact tracing as to how much personal privacy you have here. So each app will have a different version and a different set of guidelines and principles for how they determine what privacy is. And so I think that's particularly important, that in any situation, but especially this, if you are considering downloading an app for contact tracing, or if you're a company thinking about building one, that you're considering the privacy of your consumers and that you're transparent, that you give choice, because at the end of the day, even though contact tracing technically uses Bluetooth and a series of keys, and not actual personal identifiable information to alert people about if they've come into contact with somebody else that has COVID, that you can still track somebody via an IP address. There's always a way to hack this system. And so I think that it's important just to be really upfront and honest about that, to give choice. And if you are either downloading an app or creating an app, that you are acting in an ethical manner and that you are considering your consumers' needs. So I hope you read the article. Let me know your thoughts on this, because this is an interesting one. I've kind of been a little bit on the fence of contact tracing as I've looked into it more, but I'm a big fan of choice. So I hope you guys have a good day.